Alrighty. Hello everyone, my name is Nina, your fellow Cowgirl Y2K enthusiast, and today I'm bringing you a big heap of craziness and possibly controversial topics to discuss today. I'm going to jump right into it because there's a lot of stuff to discuss and cover. So get comfy and let's get started on today's topic, generative AI and the AI Fruit Love Island controversy. I'm going to be talking a bit about AI first, just to give some context and thinking points, and then we'll go on to redesign and remake this AI Fruit Love Island slop. So for starters, we're all generally aware of how much generative AI has taken over and become better and better over the years. I'd say the first big example we saw was back in 2023 with the iconic Will Smith eating spaghetti. It was stupid, sloppy, was barely coherent in what was actually going on. At the time, we were all poking fun at it and thinking it was pretty entertaining, but we didn't realize just how much generative AI would progress into being something much bigger and much more problematic. There was of course times where you could tell a video or a work was AI generated. Hands would look jumbled, extra limbs would be added, hair and background would mix. Sometimes things were generated that didn't even make sense to what was going on. It used to be easier to point out, but lately in 2026, it's got increasingly harder to spot and increasingly worryingly to people who understand the harm in it. Fake clips can look too real and be used against someone. Fake voices that sound a lot like voices you know can be used. It spirals down to a lot of identity issues and how the older generation is so easy to think that these things are real, and it's just getting progressively harder to spot. Soon it's going to be all of us struggling to know if something is AI or not. As an artist, it is also a big issue. For starters, big corporations being lazy and trying to cut costs by making slop AI ads out of generative AI instead of using the millions they have to pay real, authentic artists. A big example that blew up the internet was when Coca-Cola put out a holiday ad in 2024 and 2025 made entirely with AI. There was lots of inconsistencies, such as truck sizes. People were absolutely flaming this ad. It was pretty bad. Not only does this affect artists in company areas, advertising areas, etc., but generative AI is also making its way for whoever in the world wants to use it, they can. It makes artists in online spaces and outside spaces struggle, not only due to people choosing to not pay an artist for their work, but because people have taken other artists' hard work and have put them into generating sites and completely rip off the artist's years of developing their skills and style. It's disrespectful and super distasteful to human artists who have made it their life journey and goal to perfect their craft, only for some asshole to shove it into an AI site and learn from it. And amongst the artist standpoint, generative AI also impacts negatively to the environment. But how does it exactly? According to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, quote, beyond electricity demands, a great deal of water is needed to cool the hardware used for training, deploying, and fine-tuning generative AI models, which constrain water supplies and disrupt local ecosystems. The increasing number of generative AI applications has also spurred demand for high-performance computing hardware, adding indirect environmental impacts from its manufacture and transport. What is different about generative AI is the power density it requires. Fundamentally, it is just computing, but a generative AI training cluster might consume 7 or 8 times more energy than a typical computing workload. The demand for new data centers cannot be met in a sustainable way. So in other words, data centers who help and or deal with generative AI are consuming huge amounts of water daily to cool down these systems. And if you didn't know, you know, humans, animals, plants, we all need water to live. It harmfully impacts people's livelihood and the water supply we need to live. And the last thing we need is that. We already have global warming amongst all the other issues. So, now that I just flooded your brain with a bunch of info, let's get into the main topic, AI Fruit Love Island. On March 14th, an account named AI Cinema on TikTok started a quote-unquote AI show called Fruit Love Island. It's based upon the reality hit TV show Love Island, where conventionally attractive and single men and women get together on an island. They have to couple up with someone to avoid being dumped and compete for a big cash prize. The TikToks blew up overnight, with the first episode having 35.6 million views and almost 3 million likes currently. Several of the other TikToks followed suit, most of them reaching several million views. Unfortunately, it also became one of the most fastest growing accounts on TikTok, getting 3 million followers within 9 days. How insane is that? Even more so, celebrities like Zara Larsson made TikToks promoting the AI slop happening, saying, "Sorry, I can't hang out today, I gotta see what's happening with Chocolatina and Strawberto," and reposting AI fruit videos. She later took down the video and made a response, but it was kind of booty cheeks in my opinion, and basically was like, "Wow, AI is everywhere now and can be helpful with music and art, blah blah blah." Okay. There was definitely a lot of interest and praise in this new craze, which I found really surprising. People were predicting the characters and eager to sit and wait for the new episodes. Not only were people watching, but thousands of people were able to vote in forms made by the account to select characters. And I mean thousands of people, and they did too.
And after over 370,000 viewer votes, our bombshells have officially hit the villa. All right, ladies.
It got so popular that several news articles have made multiple articles about this media. It was just everywhere, if you knew that space. So I thought, who better than an artist herself to redesign and remake this story of the slop fruit and give them life and more of an actual story to them. Because I fear that these are just... ugh. Now stick with me to the end of this video, because if you think this is where the AI cinema account ends, you would be absolutely wrong. They totally crashed out when people turned on them and dug themselves an even bigger hole. But I've already yapped your guys' ear off already, so let's get into these designs. The first design is Kiwanda. She is the host of the show, there to introduce the viewers to the show, set up events, and stir up drama. In the real show, most of the contestants wear bikinis, shorts, basically sexy, revealing outfits. So in all of my designs, you'll notice a pattern of tropical-esque clothing. A tropical theme to them, you know? In Kiwanda's AI slop, she is just fully olive green with some brown hair on the top and a few leaves to give the kiwi look. With my design, I decided to give her a pixie-style haircut with different colors of brown. I struggled with her skin color for a while because the green from the screenshots just made me feel like she looked like Shrek. It took me some time to be happy with the color, and I ended up even changing her face up in the original headshot for her, which you'll see later. It took me a while to find something I liked, that's for sure. I gave her more accurate kiwi leaves and some kiwi slices on her. The kiwi off of her skirt is a holder since she has multiple layered skirts. I didn't want to overwhelm her outfit design, as the villa is at a big tropical island and it gets too warm for regular clothes, but I also didn't want her to have that basic sparkly dress that the original design had. Just a happy middle, since she is important to the show, but she's not a contender, so the eyes won't be on her 24/7. I wanted to give her eyes some makeup and make them pop as well. In her headshots, I wanted them to represent her personality I am giving her. I like to think of her being similar to Chris McLean from Total Drama Island. He's egotistical, snotty, full of himself, and loves to get his show participants into terrible situations. I wanted to show that side of Kiwanda, her first headshot being of confusion and disgust. Her second headshot is of her announcing the next big move to the audience. She enjoys putting her contestants in embarrassing situations for the sake of the plot and the audience's entertainment. And the contestants take the hits for the sake of finding love and winning a big cash prize. Here is her before and after with my version and story. Our first contender for the show is Pina Pina. In her original look, she's basically just had a pineapple head and a sparkly yellow dress. But in my version, Pina Pina has proper hair, she's tall, she's fit, she's also kind of a major bitch. For her outfit, she has short shorts and a top that wraps around her neck. She has multiple piercings and accessories in her hair, wrists, and shorts. I turned her hair into a dark yellow that is even more darker at the ends. I wanted her skin to look like the inside of a pineapple, which is more lighter compared to the outside, and I'm using her hair as sort of the outside. She no longer has the big pineapple leaves on her head, but I ended up giving her little spiky leaves on her thighs to make up for the lack of big stem leaves. She has tattoos on her thigh and her shoulder as well to kind of give her that bad bitch look. I want her personality to be a total mean girl. Each girl has a gem necklace that looks similar to the fruit they represent. It's also their microphone. So where in the actual Love Island show they all have microphones connected to themselves throughout the villa, these necklaces represent the same. Tawanda has a small green one, Pina Pina has a long yellow one. She is the major asshole of the villa. She's nasty to the other girls unless she likes you. She's a prissy shit talker that will swing if she catches you talking bad about her. She can't take just any man. She needs one that can't be pushed over by her personality and can instead match it. If she thinks one of the other girls has a man that will match her, she won't hesitate to make moves. I wanted her headshots to really touch that personality of hers. The first headshot just being straight disgust, as if she can't believe anyone not up to her standards would even talk to her. Her second headshot is her being nasty to someone, probably saying out-of-pocket things, making the person feel as though they cannot keep up with her and her amazingness, or maybe she's just set her eyes on someone to crush them from the inside out. Pina Pina is here to take that money and run with it. And here is a before and after between Slop and my design. The third design and second island contestant is Cherita. In the TikTok, she's pretty much this 4 or 5 bald-headed cherry whose only personality is being a mom. I know the creator just used that reference from the real show, but that's just really all they gave her. And the AI would continuously make her smaller and more scarier with each prompt. This design was just such a mess. For my Cherita design, I kept her shortness but with a more realistic level. And I made her a bit chubby. With cherries being around, and if she's a mother, the first thing I picture is her having some meat on her bones. I took away the cherry head and gave her hair instead. I kept the stem and cherry leaf because I think it's super cute on top of her head, and I like to picture it moves depending on her emotions, which you will see in the crying headshot. I kind of made it a little more down to represent she was really upset. I also decided to give Cherita a small double chin to keep up with the fact that she's a bigger girl. She has straight wavy hair that gets a lighter red the more it goes down. I gave her more cherry-like shading on her face, shoulders, and feet. And I gave her a more frilly outfit with a frilly top that has some beach-themed chains and charms hanging around it, and a big flower. I also gave her waist beads of the same charms before her skirt. And of course, a red microphone necklace to top it off. For her headshot, I wanted to show off her personality of being one of the more shy and sensitive girls. I think she's trying to get out of her shell by being in the show, since she's usually more reserved unless she has a few drinks in her. I feel like she'd also easily influenced and offended by what people say, wearing her heart on her sleeve. She easily cries and gets upset. I think she'd probably be the best target for Pina Pina for sure. And she easily gets hurt by boys, and she's hoping to find someone that will take care of her and her child, but who knows if that will happen in the villa. And here is this version compared to my own. And one of my favorites from the batch, our last girl of the day here, Watermelina. A girl was tired from making all these AI look better with real human art, but I had to lock in for her. I already knew I wanted to make her a loud, curvy party girl, so the idea for the pose wasn't too hard. I gave her long, wavy beach hair with a watermelon bikini top. I think cute shorts being unbuttoned to show a cute undersuit is such an adorable design, so I was very eager to add that in. I wanted to add some sort of watermelon in there besides her top, so I added these pastel colored little watermelon charms on her shorts and on her flower clip in her hair. I wanted to keep the theme of red and green to represent what she's based from, but when I was coloring her hair, I got low-key scared because she kind of gave Joker vibes. I added her red skin, which helped make the design look less like I was making a woman Joker up in here. I do wish I gave her more jewelry, but maybe she switches it up from wearing lots of bracelets and rings to not. I mean, if you're in a beach villa, you probably wouldn't want to wear a lot of that as it could get lost in the water, of course. I wanted to add watermelon stripes into her hair, but I wanted it to look like it was highlights, so that was kind of a challenge, and I had to redo coloring and decorating her hair a few times. I'm really happy I did though, because I think the final version looks much better than before. I decided to compensate for the lack of fruit-esque design to her by adding seed patterns in her shoulders and making her makeup the most decorative out of everyone's I've done so far. And if you haven't noticed, none of them have shoes. I do not think shoes would be very popular in the villa, as they'd probably be running around in the house and running around with sand and so on and so forth, so they probably wouldn't ever really want to wear shoes. So, no, I don't like drawing feet, but it's just part of the theme, okay guys? In my version, Watermelina is a party girl of the group. She loves drinking, to the point where maybe it's an addiction. She's super flirty, clingy, carefree, is always down to cause trouble and to find opportunities to have fun. She's someone who usually likes the villa parties because there's always something for her to drink and celebrate with. She's friendly with pretty much every one of the girls in the villa, and maybe too friendly with all the men. I'd say she's probably the youngest out of the group, being in her early 20s, so she's still got all that party spirit. Although she's on the island to find love, I think she struggles with commitment, and I don't think she stays with whoever she partnered up with outside of the villa. And I really wanted to show that here in her headshots, with her being a little bit drunk and tipsy, and her being a bit of a flirt, because I think that's very, very important to her. So here are my 4 designs. I like how they'd all look like they'd be in the same villa together, and I kept the theme around fruits, flowers, and beachy. Before we end off this video, I wanted to conclude the drama in Fire Pit that the AI Cinema TikTok page made for itself, because it's just really bad. So after a few days, people finally showed up to start dogging on these videos and the page, basically just calling people brain rotted for being entertained by this and mentioning how water was used for this. As much as it had a giant leap into the eyes of the public, it quickly crashed and burned as videos started being taken down from people mass reporting them. And oh my god, the person behind the page was beyond upset by this. So upset that they went on a rant page on their TikTok story with some very totally mature and totally appropriate things to say about it. What the fuck, you AI hating cunt, seriously? No offense, but you're weird. By the way, to all the AI haters who reported my videos, I'm going to use so much fucking AI and use all your fucking clean water. To all the haters taking hours out of their day, I hope you genuinely get a real job, you unemployed MFs. Posting about my account to get yourself views, I'm dead. I'm so glad y'all got what y'all wanted. Saving the planet 3 gallons of water at a time. Truly inspirational. Psych. Fuck all y'all. Y'all, you jealous motherfuckers. Save the planet, OMG water, OMG I love water, clean water, please clean water. What y'all sound like. This has to be one of the most embarrassing things to do. You're not tough for dogging on people who care about the planet? Or throwing the biggest hissy fit because videos that you posted got taken down? This has to be one of the most embarrassing things for them to do. Besides posting this content slop, of course. To this day, half of the videos have been removed by TikTok, and it looks like the creator has pretty much abandoned the account. I just find it insane how quickly this account blew up and got so much attention in the beginning for something that wasn't even made with the person's own 2 hands. I'm sure they'd argue otherwise, but I feel like writing prompts to generate videos is much less effort than picking up a pencil and learning how to do it yourself. Anyone can learn how to draw and make their own Love Island if they wish to. You just need to take the chance to learn for yourself and not rely on shitty AI to do it for you. The love for real human-made art will never die, and with the news of Sora AI being shut down, there's an even bigger light at the end of the tunnel. If you've stuck around to the end, thank you so much. I didn't originally have a plan to do a design type of video, but I thought it would be nice to touch on a topic such as this as an artist. and I may have chilled out far too long since posting my last video, and I'm a little behind on the one I'm working on. So this is what you get till next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know your opinions about this AI Fruit Love Island and all the other Love Islands that are being made by AI right now. I know you've probably seen them. I would love to hear about your opinion. Please don't kill each other in the comments. Let's just have good conversation. And I would love to hear what you guys think about my designs. I would have liked to go a bit more crazy with clothing themes, such as like Rave Girl or Decora Girl or Scene Girl, but I felt like that wouldn't have been AI Fruit Love Island. That would have not been the Fruit Love Island that I was trying to recreate. So if you guys want to see my own sort of Love Island, feel free to let me know, because I have lots of ideas to do some better fun stuff and better outfits, but it would have missed the mark of this video, which is why I didn't do it. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!